Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, they call it the silver tsunami. Baby boomers are aging and they need more care. We'll talk to an enterprising young couple who's making a difference right here in DFW. Their journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home. We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network. We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team. And the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. So when it comes to senior care, there are just so many options. We all know about nursing homes, different treatment centers for people with Alzheimer's. But what if the person in your life who needs care does not need medical attention? They just need a little assistance. To talk about that today, a beautiful young couple, Brandon and Deanna Emerson. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having us.
And you guys are with a company called Second Family, which is a national company, but you guys have the DFW franchise?
That's correct, yeah. So we started a year ago here, and we purposely chose a brand that was relatively new in the market because we feel like that helps differentiate us from a lot of the people who have been here for a while.
Okay. And Deanna, tell us about your involvement.
So I am actually a registered nurse. So I am the RN care coordinator here at Second Family, and my role is more of trying to take a clinical approach to the non-medical space. So I actually hold trainings with my staff, our licensed caregivers, to make sure that we're not just providing just the non-medical care. We like to take a full medical approach to it so that we can hopefully intervene if we start to see that something's maybe a little bit off, and try to intervene before they end up back in a hospital.
Tell us, when is a good time for somebody to contact you? Is it before there's, somebody's fallen and can't get up? I mean, when is a good time for people to reach out?
Yeah, so so typically there are 2 main reasons that people would reach out to us. So the first reason is usually after themselves or their loved one has had some sort of an incident. So maybe they've had a fall or some sort of medical condition where they've been hospitalized and maybe sent to a rehabilitation center. And so typically they're there for a period of time till they get back to a minimum level of sustainability, and then families would commonly reach out to us once that person's ready to transition back home, just to make sure that they've got the support they need to reacclimate to their home. So that's usually the first. The second time that people reach out to us is once themselves or usually their loved one gets to a point of cognitive decline, usually as a result of Alzheimer's or dementia, and it's recognized that they need support at home. And so our caregivers are the types of folks that come in and really help them remain independent, remain in their home as long as possible, so the family doesn't have to rush a decision on what the long-term care needs to be for that family member.
Sure. We're going to put your website up and kind of scroll down the website, because I think what you do is so critical that people understand who you are and what your heart is. I mean, this is, you're dealing with someone's loved one. It's not like when people go shopping for a service like yours, it's not one where they want to get a Groupon deal, right?
No.
So talk about your philosophy. Why don't we start with you, Brandon?
Well, it's important to note why we got into this business. So we didn't really grow up thinking we'd be in the home care business, and really we got into this out of necessity for our own family members. So both my grandparents and Deanna's grandparents unfortunately reached a point in their life where they needed care, and we had nowhere to turn. We really didn't know, about home care. We knew about hospice, certainly, but they weren't really at that stage yet. So we really got into it initially just out of our own experience of looking care for our grandparents. And then secondly, just Deanna and I were at a point in our career where we wanted to serve. We also wanted to work together. And so the stars really aligned for us once we decided to take this on, and it's been no looking back since.
Deanna, talk about the team members that you try to attract.
So our team members, so we are a little bit particular on who we hire, mainly because we have what's called the Grandma Guarantee. What that means to us and what that means to our clients is we hire the most caring, empathetic, skilled individuals that can provide that care that we would want for our own grandparents. So that's why we call it the Grandma Guarantee. If it's not someone that we would put into our own grandmother's home, then they're probably not going to be the right fit for us and for our clients. And then we also take that approach with, we want to make sure that they have dementia training. So a lot of our caregivers come from other facilities that they have that experience. But if they don't, but they have the heart to serve, then myself or some of my other team members will make sure that they have that additional training to make sure that they are equipped to handle.
Sure. And you also have the support of a large national organization. We found a nice video. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
With more technology available to businesses than ever before, why are so many home care companies stuck in the dark ages? At Second Family, we believe that technology can help our caregivers provide better care and improve the overall experience for our clients and their families. Our flagship product is the Second Family app. Our app provides quick and easy access to information for clients, caregivers, and referral partners. From the app, a caregiver can request time off, view upcoming assignments, download pay stubs, access continuing education courses, and much more. The app is also a wonderful tool for our clients and their families. From within the app, they can view the upcoming schedule, see a list of tasks performed during previous shifts, view a picture of a scheduled caregiver, request that a shift be added, deleted, or modified on the schedule, submit caregiver feedback, view copies of their invoices, and much more. The Second Family app is also useful for our professional referral partners, folks like social workers and nurses. From the app, our partners can quickly and securely send us the contact information of someone who could benefit from home care, allowing us to set up care without unnecessary delay. Our use of mobile technology also allows for additional safety protocols, such as verified GPS timestamps for each shift worked, providing full transparency and accountability. At Second Family, we truly believe that great care begins with great technology, and great technology begins with the Second Family app.
I think that is so cool how you use that technology and probably give a lot of people peace of mind throughout the day.
Yeah, certainly. So, one of the main concerns that families have whenever they entertain home care is, what if I'm not around? Everybody's, and they should be, super sensitive to the care that senior citizens get, especially when they're, the family member is not there to really provide oversight or supervise. So what we've done through our technology is being able to kind of build that bridge between families being able to have transparency into what's going on with their caregivers. They can read the daily care notes. They can ensure that our caregivers are following the care plan that one of our RN coordinators created, while also providing that same level of insight to our caregivers. So before they show up to their shift, they can read the care plan to know exactly what needs to be done that day as they work with the client. And then they can also clock in and clock out using technology that makes sure that they're at the facility or at the location before they clock in, and then obviously have access to all their pay stubs and information like that. So our technology really helps build a bridge between our caregivers and the families to make sure we're as transparent as possible.
Yeah, and I know your personal reputations are on the line with every family that you interact with. Tell us about the Second Family organization and the founders and why you chose this organization to partner with.
Yeah, so we chose Second Family because their mission is very much the same as what Deanna and I experienced, right? They started Second Family as an organization after trying to find care for their own grandparents in Maryland. So that was really the first reason we decided to work with them, is because our mission and values really aligned. The second thing is because they have an appetite through things like technology to try to find a way to modernize, it's an industry that's been around for a while, right? And to be able to do things differently and be responsive to what families and clients need in a way that's kind of unprecedented in our market. So we like the values that they brought. They're really fun guys to work with. They have a sense of service like we do. And they have the right growth mindset to do this in a way that's both responsible, but also exciting as we look to how do we take care of this booming population of folks who are going to need our services.
Sure. And DFW, I can't think of a market that's more attractive to business owners, because I think I read where 200,000 people moved just to DFW last year. Tell us what you're seeing on the front lines just in terms of the growing need for services like yours.
So some of the growth that we are experiencing, so what you're finding, I mean, just even listening to the news, right? The hospitals are getting overwhelmed. A lot of our senior citizens, they want to stay at home, but yet they feel like they can't do it safely. So then they're trying to find a facility that maybe could take them, but they're on a waiting list because there are so many people that are entering this space every day that are needing that help. To Brandon's point, that's where we come into play. We want to help them stay at home as long as possible and as safely as possible. I think that's everyone's goal as we age. We want them to age gracefully in place and at home where that's their familiar surroundings. So we want to help keep them there as long as possible. It gives the family peace of mind as well, because as the world is changing today, we've seen a lot of where the kids have gotten great job opportunities. Maybe they've left the area but they don't want to move mom or dad. This is a great bridge between the two, because we have, to Brandon's point, transparency with the families. We have daily check-ins with them, through the app. So they feel like they can still live their lives and still pursue their dreams, but making sure that mom and dad are still safe and happy at home.
Sure. Brandon, we'll give you the final word. If somebody's watching this right now and they want to know more, there's no obligation to just call you and have a conversation. Is that right?
Yeah, there's no obligation whatsoever. So you can go to our website and look for care that way. That's probably the best way to initially engage us. And typically what that interaction looks like is you have an initial phone call with me. So we're very hands-on owners. We don't have anybody else that's going to pick up the phone when you call. And we'll do just an initial, more overview. I'd love to know more about, yourself or your loved one that needs care. And then typically what happens after that is we schedule a time for Deanna and I to come out to meet with you in person, where Deanna will do the initial RN assessment. So that's an assessment of the needs that your loved one would need, and also of your home. Because a lot of people don't realize, especially if they're coming from a facility, they might need equipment that they don't have on hand. So we not only do that assessment of the individual, but also of the home, just to make sure that our care plan aligns with what that person's going to need to be safe and happy in their home. So reach out to me directly. I promise it'll be either Deanna and I, or they answer the phone. And typically we follow it up with an in-home visit.
Outstanding. We're going to end with the website. You can either go to the national, which is secondfamily.com, and navigate to their page, or you can look right there on the screen is the page to contact Brandon and Deanna. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.